So yesterday we talked about how to solve equations that looked something like this. You guys remember what the first step was?
You subtract 6.
Okay, we want one side to be a 0. So to get rid of the 6 on the right side, we could subtract 6 on both sides. So if I subtract 6, I get that.
And then you foil, or make it a
Called factoring. The opposite of foiling. Foiling is multiplying it together. Factoring is breaking it apart. Shh, quiet. Okay, what multiplies into negative 6 that adds up to 5?
Negative 1.
6 minus 1. And then we said what x values would make either of these factors equal 0? Negative 6 or 1. Okay, that's what we did yesterday. Today, the problems are going to look more like, they'll look like a lot of stuff, but maybe something like this. 3x squared equals 9. So the big difference is there's only an x squared. There's not an x term. So if there's just an x squared, it's a lot easier actually, because you can just get x squared by itself. So how do we get x squared by itself?
X and x. Or divide by 3.
Divide by 3 in this case. Just like if it said 3x equals 9, you divide by 3. But it would be x squared equals 3. Now what do you guys think?
Subtract 3.
Yeah, what's the opposite of square? Square root. You said root. Okay, I feel like we've done, I'm probably thinking of another class. Let me pause there for a second and go over here. If something squared equals 9, what could that answer be? 3 or negative 3, right? Because what's negative 3 squared?
9.
It's also 9. So if you ever use this square root trick, the answer is not just the square root of 9, 3, it's also negative 3. So anyway, does 3 have a nice square root over here? No. So if it doesn't work out nicely, we're not going to put it in the calculator and get a decimal. We're just going to leave it as square root of 3. But notice I put a plus or minus. If you don't, I'm going to take a half off every time that you don't. So, yeah, that could hurt. So be careful. Alright, that's not the whole lesson, but that's the part of it. So let's jump in here and see how it goes.
Let's get straight.
Number 1, x squared equals 25. Okay, so what's my first step again?
Get rid of the
Square
25.
root.
Square root. To get rid of the squared. Square root. So x would equal what?
5.
Plus or minus.
Positive or negative 5. Plus or minus 5. Because negative 5 squared is also. This is a very difficult thing for people to remember. Okay, number 3, x squared equals 6. Does 6 square root of 6 simplify? No. It's just a 2 and a 3, right? So just like last chapter, if it has a double in it, we do need to break it down. But 6 isn't going to do anything. So x equals what?
Plus or minus square root of 6.
Plus or minus square root of 6.
Only in the A
Literally
section.
drink us. Jinx us.
No, that's the same question.
I don't.
Look at the A section compared to the B section.
Yeah, I don't think this lesson's that hard. Well, yeah, I probably just jinxed us.
You could say that about anything, and you could somehow make
I'm saying it relative to you guys.
Me personally.
You know, as much as me. All right. wants help with this one? Alright, Roman, what do you think we should do?
Square root of 100.
No?
Plus 100.
Plus 100.
Yeah, we want to get the x squared by itself first before we try that. So once you get x squared equals,
Then you can square root.
that's when you square root it. So x is going to equal what?
10. Plus or minus.
Plus or minus
Paxton. 10.
10.
Paxton, you're so smart.
Trying to remember where we left off yesterday.
We left off
I was
on
the last
Sophia.
Well, I just did it, so.
Yeah, I know, but then I just remembered.
Oh yeah, because Lisa was like,
Yeah,
I need to do number 7. Let me do
yeah, I was like, yeah, I already did one, and then I passed.
No, I think we're going to go Sophia and then back to Paxton. Okay, Sophia, what's my first step on 7? Plus 5. So I got x squared equals 36.
Yeah.
And then we square root. So what's it going to be? Plus or minus 6. And just like always, you could plug these in and make sure they're going to work. You're not going to get if you do it right, you're not going to get extra answers like when we squared it, or squared both sides of the last chapter. But you can always check your answers on equations. Number 9, x squared plus 5. Uh-oh, we haven't seen this one yet.
Number 9. Ooh.
Alright, Paxton, what's the first step?
Alright, so minus 5.
Alright, so guys.
Then the square root.
Like he's doing a podcast.
And then, guys, next step.
Okay, this is new, Paxton. I gave you a tricky one.
Yeah, so it's the minus 5, so that's not good.
Okay, what's the square root of negative 5?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's not real.
Nothing.
So basically it's not real.
What they told us to put is no real solution. Well, the problem with the no solution thing is there is an imaginary solution. Yeah, it's an algebra. It's gonna be an algebra 2 thing.
It's a good thing I got that from home.
Yeah, good thing.
It wasn't taxable.
Paxton, bro, you're so smart. Like, you could, like, literally be a mathematician.
Okay, Lennox, what do you think the first step for 11 is? Divide by 3. I believe that's going to come out as 17. And then,
You're right.
You were actually questioning Mr.
okay, so Lennox, what do you think the answer is going to be?
Not a good idea.
I'm looking through your head, but I can't really see him. I'm kind of looking at your forehead, really. Plus or minus square root of 17.
That's crazy, bro.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
I'm guessing in the B section, a lot of these answers are actually going to simplify a little bit more. Like number 13, for example. It's not that hard.
Bro really
Yeah,
like a 2
Sarah,
times 10.
shh, what's the first step?
You divide by 3.
Divide by 3. That's going to give us 27. Okay, yeah, I think Sarah might have been working ahead here because she already got,
Yeah, I'm like already almost.
she got 3 square root of 3.
Yeah, she was home. She went home last night and was like,
Okay, what did I get wrong? What did I do wrong?
It's you simplify.
Forgot the plus or minus.
oh yeah.
I'm using your calculator, genius.
I'm gonna show you my background on my Chromebook.
Okay.
a 10. No, bro, whether went from 2 to a 10.
Yeah, okay, this one.
She's a 10, but she's 2.
Okay, Olivia, what's the first step?
Divided by 4.
Okay, 50 divided by 4.
It'd be 25 over 2.
It would be, yeah. Okay, we'll just go ahead and write that. So we got x squared equals 25 over 2. Now what?
Use square root.
Yeah. How do we do that? Well, for those of you with nice calculators, got it easy, but it's just square root of 25 over square root of 2. Some of you, by the way, should have definitely used one of those calculators on the test. I told you you could, just wait until. Anyway, square root of 25 is what? 5. Square root of 2 is square root of 2. Okay, but what's wrong with this?
You have to multiply by square root of 2.
Yeah, you're not supposed to leave a square root in the denominator, so you're supposed to do that. So it's 5 square root of 2 over, what's square root of 2 times square root of 2?
2.
2. Does that reduce? No. No. 5 and 2, if that would have reduced, we could have. Okay. Something is still wrong with my answer, though.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Shh. What's wrong?
You have to have
Plus or minus.
It's like number.
Kind of hard to remember, isn't it?
Will all of these answers have plus minus?
No, the last couple get a little bit weird.
Of course they don't, because they just love to be like that.
Anytime it just says x squared equals, that's always plus or minus. But the last few, if you look at the last few, it's
Oh, it's just.
not. 20 through 26 are different. Where are we at? 17. 4x squared minus 16. God forbid we use our brains just a little bit. Okay, well, like I said, Olivia, if you just borrowed Sarah's calculator on that part, it would spit that out.
I didn't even do it.
But don't forget the plus or minus. Okay, Carolyn, what do you think we should do first on 17?
Subtract 19 from the right side to 16.
Subtract 9, you mean? Okay, subtract 9. Now what?
Subtract 4 x squared.
Okay. Yeah, remember when we had x's on both sides, we just subtracted them off one side. So you can do the same thing with x. What's 3x squared minus 4x squared?
Negative x squared.
Now what?
Square root both sides.
Yeah, well technically if you square root the right side of it,
Jimmy!
it wouldn't work.
Is that the main?
I missed you.
Wait, so that's
Jimmy.
Is it not the solution?
Wouldn't you like back over 1 so you don't have negative?
Yeah, you can divide both sides by -1, so it's just 25 equals x squared. And then, yeah, that still works, right? It's like number 1 at this point. So x equals what?
X equals plus or minus 1.
Timothy, we did turn in yesterday's,
I know, I got it.
mind you. I'll go ahead and push stop.